South Africa, 51 million people. Of that 51 million people, we have about 22 million people that earn less than $300 per month. And Absa is the biggest retail bank in South Africa, 11 million people. And in this below $300 market, we have 6 million clients. Although we are highly banked, the poor portion of the population still suffer from not having adequate or very well designed banking services. And I think what is also important is that we still have that odd 10 million people that are unbanked that we have to look at and bring into the sort of financial sector. I always say that access to a bank account and use of a bank account is like a passport to economic activity, and that is important, and that is still a big challenge for us. The transport cost is important, but what about the time that you are away from your work? The time that you have to spend in a queue at an ATM or at a bank, or the time traveling? That is an opportunity cost. Another cost is the cost of proving who you are, because unless you can prove who you are, you cannot open a bank account. The other costs as well, I call them social and cultural costs. If you're from the Islamic faith and there's no Islamic banking in the area, and you have to take a loan to engage in a business, then you're actually breaking your faith. You're breaking the Sharia rules. That's a cost to you. And then think about the cost of stress, about debt, fear of big institutions. So in general, all these costs need to be addressed in terms of how you design products, what you offer. And branchless banking plays a massive role in how we engage here. So bringing the service to the clients, decrease the transport cost, decrease the opportunity cost of time, designing products and channels and transactional types that really makes it easy for the people to transact, that brings down cost as well. Thinking about how you empower consumers and clients with information about these services, information about the appropriate products, information that they can make decisions, that they can even make the wrong decision. Sometimes it's their decision. They are empowered to make this decision. And that is the whole concept around branchless banking and pulling people into that area to decrease that cost to the client, but also decrease the cost to the bank to serve the client. The first challenge is to really empower clients to take up the service. So even though you have either a mobile phone based service or you have a service with agents, it's not automatic that people know about it and they use it to bring convenience and lower cost and simplicity to them. So there's a challenge, and we feel this whole concept of customer empowerment will help to pull customers into this service. The second challenge is more the challenge of relationships, partnerships. Who's the agents? Do you have an even playing field between these partners? In our situation, you have all this discussion about who's the lead partner, and that really doesn't work. It's sort of what can every partner bring to the table. And I'm now referring not only to large retailers as partners, but standalone merchants that can provide an in-store banking service for you. Then the third important point is regulation. You would have heard today I sort of kept referring to that. And the problem is that we have structured regulatory regimes in such a way that they mitigate against changing them for the better. For example, if you think that the risk that money laundering officers in banks have to carry personal risk, if they allow a risky behavior in the bank, that makes it very difficult to get change. And I feel that we have to address this at the highest international levels so that people in the countries have comfort that the overarching regulatory regimes understand the challenges they have. The fourth thing is actually a very bank-specific thing. It is, how do you support branchless banking on an operational basis? Because in a branch you have a back office, you have a manager standing around, you can ask questions. But in branchless banking you can't. Your retail partner don't have access to a back office of a branch, bank branch. So how do you support them in the field if there's any problems, etc.? And I call that the branchless banking support, back office support, but also sales and service support. So that's the fourth thing. The fifth and very important aspect is banks can't throw away their branches. Now we go branchless, and now we don't use branches anymore. Remember, I said we have 11 million clients. We have clients in all the income spectrum. We still have a lot of clients that need to engage with branches, and branches will become much more sales and service entities, while the transactional part we want to take out of the branches. So there must be an interaction, sort of a symbiosis between branch and branchless. Where do you put a branch down if you have a lot of branchless services in the area? What's the typology of the branch, the functions, who do you staff it with? And that strategy is not clear yet. People are feeling their way forward in terms of these challenges, especially the last one. So I think if you address those five, we will get way ahead with branchless banking.